Hello everyone, Toa Tech back here with another new tutorial. And today, well, first of all, I want to say I apologize for not having a tutorial lately. I've been very busy with school lately, and the finals coming up pretty soon. So I thought today I have a snow day. I'm going to record a tutorial. Actually, I had a snow day for 2 days in a row, which is awesome. So first, I would like to say Happy New Year to you all, since it's now 2014. And thank you to all my new subscribers. There's quite a few of you, surprisingly. Wasn't expecting that over the long period I didn't have tutorials. So thank you very much for everyone that subscribed to me and supporting my channel. Thank you. So today, instead of showing you how to create something as I normally would, I actually want to show you a few different softwares. Now these are all alternatives to other types of software. Software I'll be telling you about today is Blender, MyPaint, Krita, GIMP, and Inkscape. Now, I am by no means an expert in each of these programs, which I will let you know right now. Nowhere near an expert. But I do know enough to tell you basically what they do. So please forgive me if I have really bad artwork looking like in these programs. But I just want to quickly show you guys what they can do and what their alternatives are. Right, their alternatives too. So I'll start with Blender here. Blender is a free open source animation, modeling, sculpting, rendering, compositing, video editing, texturing program, UV unwrapping. It's basically has everything. It even has a small game engine. Super powerful program. If you've seen my other tutorials, you've known that this is what I mainly focus on when dealing with artwork. It's a fantastic program, phenomenal. It's an alternative to programs such as 3D Studio Max or Maya, Lightwave, Modo, programs such as that. Some people say it's even an alternative to ZBrush, which is a ginormous sculpting package, phenomenal as well. You can check that out if you wish, ZBrush.com, or sorry, pixelogic.com. Blender is a fantastic program. It has support for Wacom tablets as well. So I'm using one right now, and I'll just quickly show you what we can do with it. We can go and edit a mesh. So let's just say we quickly grab a face here. We can just extrude that up. I'm just going to quickly grab my mouse instead of a pen. My pen, I haven't set it quite up for Blender yet, so we can model stuff with this. It's quite nice. We can even go to sculpt. Just quickly add a multi-res modifier. And once again, this is not a tutorial showing you how to use each and every software. This is just something to show you how powerful the software is. You can. So basically, if you want to create stuff for games like the environments, characters, or anything, this is one of your programs to do it. Now, I'm not saying that programs such as Lightwave, sorry, I'm stuttering. Programs such as Lightwave or Modo, I'm not saying that those are insufficient compared to Blender. Blender does definitely have its weaknesses, okay? So, no fanboyism here, that's a word. But this does have its weaknesses, such as having so many features that when there is a bug, it's hard to track it down, and for the developers to find it in the code because there's so many features. Now the advantage is that it has so many features, but by that I mean that it's a disadvantage and an advantage. Is that the disadvantage part is that it's hard to track down that one bug because there's so many different features, but at the same time it has so many features that allows you to do basically anything you need to do in a 3D package. It's it's got everything you need, and it's a pretty stable program. It's gotten more and more stable throughout the years. The link for all these websites are down in the description for if you want to check out the features or gallery. So I urge you to check those out, and you'll probably benefit more from those. I'm just here to let you know the programs exist, but you'll benefit from looking at the features and whatnot of these different packages here, different software, because it really does show you what each program is capable of. So the next one I want to show you is MyPaint. MyPaint, I just want to mention here, this guy named David Rivoy, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, he uses programs like MyPaint, or he has in the past, to create amazing pieces of artwork. David Rivoy, I believe he worked on Sintel, and he created the concept art for Sintel. It's an amazing program, and I will now show you, what it looks like, which is this here. What MyPaint allows you to do is basically draw. You just get to a better brush here. So yes, drawing, digital drawing, it's become a huge movement nowadays with artists. Most artists use it because you don't have to scan a image onto a computer anymore. So now you just directly draw on this digital canvas. The thing I love about MyPaint is it actually has an infinite canvas, so you can have a humongous image. And I do believe that what this allows you to actually do is it allows you to basically draw however large of an image you want, and then it will compress it down to a certain size so that you don't have to worry about it being an infinite image, because I don't think that would be possible. I think that would use up an infinite amount of space on your PC or Mac or such. So yeah, you can adjust the brush sizes. There is quick brush settings here. There's many brushes here, and I must say the brush engine, the developers have made an amazing brush engine here. It's just awesome. You can see that these different erasers do different effects. I'm actually starting to use this program more and more to draw my anime, or manga I guess it would be. I do that traditionally, pencil and paper, sorry. And I find that this is actually quite a nice program to do that kind of stuff in, because it's so easy to use and intuitive. It's just almost natural. Now, some people don't feel the same, but try it out for yourself. It's a great program. You can even use layers in here. So check it out. Great program. Next up is Krita. Now, Krita, it's also used by David Rivoy, and I think that actually is one of his artworks on the front page, if I do believe. It is an amazing program. It's only for Windows and Linux, I do believe, whereas the rest of the programs I've shown you so far and will be showing you later on, they're for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So anybody that uses FreeBSD or something like that, there's not many options for you, but I don't think many people do use that. So this program here, it also has a layer feature down here. You can just add layers, subtract layers and such. Great drawing engine. And it even has, this is one of my favorite features actually, a mirror option. So you can draw a mirrored image very simply with one of these programs. So anybody with OCD or say you're drawing a character and you want the eyes to look exactly the same if you're drawing them from straight on, even though that's not very common, sometimes you want a straight on look. This allows you to draw the character's eyes. Let's turn this back on. You just quickly draw out some eyes here, and this basically allows you to draw the eyes perfectly symmetrical. Look at that right there, perfectly symmetrical. Anybody with trouble or difficulty drawing eyes like that, you don't have to worry about it anymore if you use that, unless it is good to practice though. So it's amazing program. I urge you to check it out. It does have quite a few brushes, and I will warn you right now, I'm not using the most updated version, and I do know some of these brushes have a few bugs in them, so hopefully the ones I choose don't have bugs. Right, so you have a thicker brush here. You can also change the radius, which I do believe is size here. There's opacity, blending modes. Super powerful program. I urge you to check it out. This here is I'm forgetting to mention the alternatives to these. So the alternative to my paint is Corel Painter, which is also another powerful program, and Krita is an alternative to things such as Photoshop and even Corel Painter, some people say, because it has such fantastic drawing capabilities. Another thing you can do with Krita is actually image manipulation. I do prefer to use GIMP for image manipulation over Krita. I use Krita more so if I'm just bored and want to do a quick sketch. Oh, excuse, pardon me. But most of the time, I don't even sketch stuff out. I just just mock up something on a piece of paper. I usually don't use digital painting quite yet. So yeah, Krita is a super powerful program, great for drawing. Check it out. Here's the website. I'll put it down the link for you down in the description. Alright, next up we have GIMP. Now, I'm guessing many of you have actually heard of GIMP before. And what this allows you to do is you can draw in this program as well as manipulate images. GIMP actually stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. So this is a program under the GNU GPL, free and open source. It's an alternative to Photoshop, and although some people say it's not as powerful as Photoshop, which I've used Photoshop in the past, and for what you really need to do, it has everything. Especially with the latest 2.8 release, it's a great program. So things you can do is that you can crop, you can even draw. You can change the radius of this. Just change that down to 13. You can see slightly different radiuses there. Just change that down to 5. So you can see different radius. You can paint with it quite nicely. You can make GIF images, so all you Tumblr addicts, I know how you feel. You can actually make your own GIF images in this. There's a multitude of tutorials that show you how to do so. You can, let me just quickly do a quick mock-up something here. One of my favorite tools, bucket fill. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. You can make patterns. You can make gradients. Let's quickly show you gradient here. Let me just change these colors. Something a little bit nicer. And then that circle's in the way. I'll just make a quick new layer here. So yes, once again, program with layers. Let me just delete that layer. So there we go. You got a gradient there. It's super cool program anyway. You can do a lot of photo manipulation with this, a lot of filter stuff with it. So don't take my artwork for it, obviously. Check it out. Go on to probably Google Images. You can just look up GIMP artwork. You'll find some great artwork. I'm not quite sure if there's anything on their actual website, but I'll put this down in the description anyway so you can see it. And next up we have Inkscape. Now this is a program that is actually quite underrated. This is an SVG program, and SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. Basically what that allows you to do is it allows you to make a graphic where no matter how far you zoom in, it will not become pixelated. So normal images such as bitmap or PNG, JPEG, etc., they all are composed of pixels. And the farther you zoom in on a image made of pixels, the more you'll see the pixels. Whereas SVG programs, the more you scale in, there's actually math going on inside the image itself. So no matter how far you zoom in, it will redraw the image so there are no pixelation issues happening. It's amazing, amazing type of graphic. So this program here can actually be used for things such as creating logos, which I know many people use this for. I'm not quite sure the names, but I've researched this program quite a bit, and that's usually what it's used for. And it's an alternative to Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator basically allows you to create SVG images as well. And a lot of big time studios will use it to create logos for either their company or other companies. It's really an amazing product. You can use it with other images as well. So say you have an image that you create in Photoshop, like you drew it up and everything, or Coral Painter, whatever. You drew it up and you want to create an SVG over top of it. With this program, you can actually import an image and draw with the tools provided over top of it. So you can see, like this one here, just allows you to draw. You can create drawing over top of it, and when you save it, you can save it to an SVG image. You can even export to bitmap, or it allows you to. Once again, tablet compatible, just like all the other programs I've showed you. And yeah, it's completely free and open source. Let me show you a little bit what it can do. So we can make a cue here. Once again, this is a 2D program, but it just allows you to do this kind of stuff. And you can even use, this is my favorite feature, Bezier curves. Right there. Let's just enter. So you can use Bezier curves to actually create your logo. So it's okay, that's not quite what I wanted, but just try out the program, see if you can create some awesome stuff with it. To really understand what the program can do, let's just go to the gallery here. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff it can do. I know it doesn't look impressive at first, but if you look at the gallery, it's quite awesome. Let's just open one of these random ones. So DeviantArt, it's a good place here for lots of different images. It's so strange, it doesn't load. Anyway, if you go to the actual website, you can see all the different images under gallery, and I'll just put the website in the link below. So a quick recap of all the programs. Sorry if I rambled on for too long. Blender, it is a visual effects, modeling, animation, compositing, video editing, sculpting, rendering. It's the complete works. Anything you think you can do in Blender basically. It even has a powerful painting tool that is actually quite underrated. There's actually a video on YouTube about somebody completely drawing, I think it's a lizard in this Blender, and it looks completely amazing, completely drawn. Next up is MyPaint, and this is just a painting program. I do believe you can make small animations in this, or at least I've seen it done before, just through layers and just animating by hand, so it's frame by frame. It's available for Windows and Linux, as you can see here. Just go under download, you can find what it's available for. Blender's available for all platforms. So as you can see here, it's available for Windows, Mac, Linux. Next up we have Krita, which is a drawing program as well as the image manipulation. Fantastic program. Urge you to check it out. It's probably one of my favorite programs I've ever found out about. Allows you to paint basically anything and edit to a certain extent. GIMP allows you to edit further. It actually is built for editing, and you can also draw on it as well. It's an amazing program. Once again, free, available for any system you have, Windows, Mac, Linux. I urge you to check that out. Great for editing pictures, removing red eye, or making someone look like they have a bigger head. You can do a lot of crazy stuff in there. I even removed somebody's eyebrows from GIMP once. It was a weird image. Then there's Inkscape, which is allows you to create SVG images. Great for if you want to make a banner for a website, because those are usually in SVG format. Yeah, check that out. And if you guys ever want to feedback or anything, you can either go to my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/Toa of Tech, and check that out. Leave something in the discussion here, or go to my Google Plus page, which I just created about a week ago. Check it out. Send me anything you want. Actually, please just send in anything you want for a tutorial. I'll take suggestions, and I'll see what I can do about it. And hopefully, we can work something out where we can create tutorials for people for what you guys actually want to learn. Tips, or actually showing you how to create something from start to finish. So yeah, just drop me something, comments, advice, whatever you want. Tell me how it's going. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Hope I didn't ramble on too much, and I hope to see you guys in the future or something. Thanks for watching.